This is the Touchstone Smart Electric Fireplace, the Forte 40 recessed mounted. I picked it because I needed a taller, more substantial look without going super wide, and the size hits that sweet spot. Right away, the black tempered glass face looks clean and modern, and the flame window is tall enough that the fire doesn't feel like a skinny strip along the bottom. It gives the room a proper focal point. Key features that stood out to me start with the visuals. The flame height is the reason I chose the Forte. It's noticeably taller than the typical linear electric units, so the fire doesn't feel compressed. The colors in Ember bed are flexible too. I can shift the flame color and the Ember tones to get warm orange, cool blue, or blended looks, and the brightness can go from a soft glow for movie nights to a brighter setting for daytime. Touchstone includes both a log set and crystals in the box plus driftwood. Swapping media changes the vibe a lot. With the logs, it reads traditional. With the clear crystals, it looks more contemporary. From my experience, taking a few extra minutes to spread the crystals evenly pays off in how the Ember bed catches the light. On the heating side, the Forte runs on standard 110-120V with a 6-foot cord and pulls up to 12 amps at 1,500 watts. The rated output is about 510 BTUs, which is the ceiling for most plug-in fireplaces. Practically speaking, it warms my 12x-15 bedroom comfortably as supplemental heat, especially when the door is closed. If you're hoping to heat a large open plan, this isn't a replacement for a furnace, but for zone heat in spaces up to around 400 square feet, it makes a nice difference. The fan has a low hum when the heater is on, about like a desktop PC. With just the flame, it's essentially silent. Installation was straightforward, with one catch I expected: depth. The unit is a little over 5 inches deep, which is more than a standard 2x4 wall cavity. I tested it on the included wall bracket first to make sure I liked the height and look, then I framed a small bump out to recess it and get that built-in finish. If you have 2x6 studs, you can recess it cleanly without a bump out. It can be hardwired, but I kept the plug so I could test everything before closing the wall. The body stays cool on the sides and back, and the heater vents from the front, so mounting below a TV is fine as long as you respect the clearance. In my opinion, keep at least 8 inches between the top of the glass and the bottom of your TV. I went with 10 just to be safe. Smart control is where the Forte becomes more convenient day to day. I paired it with my home network and now use Alexa voice commands and the mobile app to turn it on, set a target temperature, and run a timer. I like that I can start the flames with no heat or set the thermostat to, say, 72 degrees F and let the heater cycle on and off to hold that temperature. Scheduling is handy too. I have a simple routine so it kicks on at a low flame before I wind down in the evening. That said, pairing gave me a moment of frustration. The Wi-Fi radio is 2.4 GHz only. My mesh router combines 2.4 and 5 GHz under one name, and the Fireplace didn't want to join it first. What worked for me was temporarily separating the bands in the router app, pairing the Fireplace on 2.4, then turning my normal settings back on. If you see P0 flashing, that's pairing mode. I had to hold the flame button down for about 10 seconds to get it to broadcast again the first time. Once connected, it's been solid. I did run into IR interference with my TV remote. When I changed volume on my Samsung, the Fireplace occasionally beeped or shifted settings. It's not the end of the world, but it's quirky. The simple fix was covering the Fireplace's IR sensor with a small piece of electrical tape and relying on the app and voice control. After that, no accidental beeps. It's one of those small things that you won't know until you live with it. From my experience, the clearances and electrical details matter. On a 15-amp circuit, the Forte itself is fine, but if you run it on high heat and also plug in a vacuum or hair dryer on the same line, you'll likely trip the breaker. I put mine on a lightly used circuit and haven't had an issue. Also, make sure nothing blocks the front vents. If the heater shuts off while the flames are still going, it's usually the thermostat hit its set point or the unit is getting too warm because airflow is restricted. Daily use is where this thing shines. I keep the flame on most evenings with no heat, and it instantly makes the space feel cozy without raising the temperature. The glass cleans easily with a microfiber cloth, and the LEDs don't require any maintenance. I do wish it had built-in crackling audio, but I just ask my smart speaker to play Fireplace sounds, and that scratches the itch. It's perfect for bedrooms, home offices, and living rooms where you want a taller flame presence without committing to a giant width. If you have a narrow wall between windows or you're retrofitting a traditional firebox opening, the proportions look right. If you want flawless silent heat or you need to warm a massive great room, you'll want to temper expectations. That's just the reality of a 1,500-watt heater. I'd recommend this for anyone who values a realistic-looking flame, wants smart controls with Alexa or Google, and is comfortable either wall mounting or doing a simple bump out for a recessed finish. In my opinion, the Forte's taller viewing window and front vent design make it easier to place under a TV than many units, and the included log and crystal media save you from buying extras. The remote is fine, but the app and voice control are what I use daily. In conclusion, the Touchstone Forte 40 delivers the look and feel I wanted with predictable, useful heat. The install is approachable, the flame presentation is strong, and the smart features are actually practical once you get past the 2.4 GHz pairing. The small quirks, fan noise on heat, IR overlap with some TVs, are easy to work around. It's a solid blend of style, convenience, and value, and it's become one of those upgrades I notice every night. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Touchstone Smart Electric Fireplace-The Forte 40 recessed mounted.